Hello everyone, in this lecture I am going to start self-complementary graph. We'll see what is self-complementary graph as well as we'll see what is isomorphism. Yes guys, so let us begin with the isomorphism. After that we'll see what is self-complementary graph. So firstly we'll discuss what is the meaning of isomorphism in graphs. Isomorphism in graphs, we can say that, let's say two graphs are there, let's say G1 and G2. So graph G1 is isomorphic to graph G2. Isomorphic means equivalent. Ultimately in graph theory we can say that the term equivalent is, we can say that, called with the isomorphism, isn't it? So isomorphism means G1 is isomorphic to G2 if and only if we can say that there exists a bijective function f such that from, we can say that, vertex of G1 to vertices of G2, which we can say that preserve adjacency, isn't it? That is the definition of isomorphism in graphs. Meaning is what we can say that, let's say, yes, let's say we can say that, consider two graphs. We can say that, let's say these are two graphs. Yes. Let's say there are two graphs, isn't it? Next one, we can say that whether next graph is this one. These two graphs are given to you, and the question is whether these graphs are isomorphic to each other or not. That is G2. Isomorphism means ultimately equivalent graph, and equivalent means nothing, just equal, isn't it? That means we can say that the graphs may look like different, but in actual these are same. Then only we can say that G1 is isomorphic to G2. Here you can see in G1, yes, in the two extreme parts in G1, that is extreme left and extreme right. Yes, you can see in the extreme left part, if we, yes, we can say that if we pick this one and just rotate this one, so we can say that, yes, similarly in the right part also, if we rotate this one, yes, then we can say that exactly G2 will be obtained. Yes or no? Just rotate this one, isn't it? Yes or no? So we can say that ultimately these graphs are same only, nothing else. So we can say that yes, G1 is isomorphic to G2, isn't it? Structure may look like different, but in actual they must be same, isn't it? Then we can say that G1 is equivalent to G2, isn't it? So let us take one more example. Let's say we can say that, let us consider, yes, example number 2. Let's say, yes, two graphs are given to you. Let's say A, B, C, D. Yes, labels may be different, no problem at all. Yes, one more graph is given to you, that is, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4 here. So we can say that, yes, let's say this graph is G1, this graph is G2. So we can say that yes, G1 is equivalent to G2. Yes or no? Yes. So here we can say that f of A is what? That is 1. F of B is equal to, that is 2. F of C is equals to 3. F of D is equals to 4. Yes or no? That is the function. And bijective function, that means 1 to 1 as well as on to. 1 1 on to function is known as what? Bijective function. 1 1 means there must be a 1 to 1 correspondence between the vertices, and on to means we can say that in both the graphs number of vertices must be same. Yes or no? Isn't it? Similarly, we can say that here, yes, we can say that in both the graphs 4 vertices are there, 4 edges are there, degree sequence is same, everything is same. We can say that there is 1 to 1 and on to, yes, correspondence between the vertices of G1 and G2. That's why you're ultimately, in simple words, we can say that almost, yes, we can say that these graphs are equivalent, not equal. Equal means labels must also be same. But here labels are different, but we can say that yes, these are equivalent only. And equivalent, this term is known as isomorphism in case of yes graphs, isn't it? Oh, now sometimes yes, how to conclude whether these graphs are equivalent or not? First thing, some invariants are there. We can use those invariants one by one. First one, we can say that if two graphs are equal, then we can say that yes, both graphs must have same number of vertices, same number of edges, yes or no. Third one, we can say the degree sequence of both graphs must be same. Third one, fourth one, we can say that yes, cycles of every length must be same in both the graphs. Next one, we can say that there must be a correspondence, that is bijective function. And what is the meaning of this bijective function? Yes, we'll see one by one, isn't it? So let us take, let's say, some invariants. Let us consider. Yes, one more example. Let's say example number 3. Let's say two graphs are given to you. Let's say two graphs are given to you. Let's say this is G1 and this is G2, isn't it? Now question is whether G1 is isomorphic with G2 or not. That is the question. So first we can say that some invariants are there. We can use these invariants, isn't it? Yes. First one is we can say that number of vertices in G1 must be equals to number of vertices in G2. Yes, you only tell me. In both the graphs, we can say that total 9 vertices are there. Yes. Second one, we can say that number of edges in G1 must be equals to number of edges in G2. Yes, we can see easily. In G1, we can say that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 edges are there. In second one, G2 also, we can say that 8 edges are there. Third one, degree sequence. Yes, degree sequence of G1 must be equals to degree sequence of G2. Yes, fourth one, we can say that cycles of every length or number of cycles, we can say that number of cycles of every length must be same, isn't it? And fifth one, we can say that there must be a yes correspondence, bijective correspondence. F of A must be equals to B. Meaning is what? For the fifth point, we'll see what is the meaning of fifth point one by one. So first of all, you only tell me yes, first condition is true, both having same number of vertices. In the second, number of edges are also same. Third one, degree sequence. Let's say this vertex has degree 1, this has degree 4, this has degree 4, this has degree 1, this has degree 1, also degree 1, degree 1, degree 2, and degree 1. Here also degree 1, yes, degree 1. So degree 1, here also degree 1, degree 4, degree 2, degree 4, and here degree 1, here degree 1. In both the cases, we can say that degree sequence will be what? 4, 4, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. I think 6 ones are there. In both the graphs, we can say that degree sequence is also same. Yes or no? Yes, we can say that yes, degree sequence is also same. Next, cycles are not there, so no need to worry at all, isn't it? Let us consider if G1 has 2 cycles of length 3, then G2 must have 2 cycles of length 3. If G1 has a cycle of 2 cycles, one of length 4, one of length 5, then G2 must also have yes, one cycle with length 4 and another cycle with length 5. That is the meaning of fourth point. Next one, fifth one, that is the correspondence. What is the meaning of this one, fifth one? We can say that what is the that preserve adjacency, isn't it? What is the one-to-one correspondence, as well as we can say that on to, that means bijective, or we can say that there must be a bijection between both the graphs. What is the meaning of that bijection? That means what we can say that yes, let us consider, yes, you only tell me, yes, let us consider this particular vertex. This vertex is of degree 4, and you only tell me yes, the adjacent vertices of this particular vertex are of degree 1, 1, 1 and 4. Now tell me, is there any vertex in G2 with the degree 4 having, yes, adjacent vertices with these degrees? Here also we can say that one vertex is there with the degree 4, but adjacent vertices having degree 1, 1, 1, 2. That is the difference, isn't it? Yes or no? Yes, that is the difference. So we can say that adjacency is not preserved. Because of that, we can say that here G1 is not isomorphic to G2. That is not isomorphic with G2. I hope this one is clear to everyone, isn't it? So we can say that, let's say one vertex in G1 is with the degree 4, then all adjacents having the degrees 1, 1, 1, 4. So in G2 also one vertex with degree 4 must be there which has same adjacent vertices with the same degree, isn't it? So that is not preserved. That's why we can say that G1 is not equivalent, or we can say that G1 is not isomorphic with G2. I hope this point is clear to everyone, isn't it? Okay. So that is the concept of isomorphism. So that means we can say that, let us consider various examples. Let's say, yes, let's say, yes, two graphs are there. Let's say one more example. Let's say this graph is given to you. Yes. Let's say this is G1 and let's say this is G2. This is G2. So here we can say that these are, yes, looking like different graphs, but actually we can say that G1 is isomorphic to G2, isn't it? You can see all the invariants, 5 points will be satisfied. Both having same number of vertices, no problem. Both having same number of edges, no problem at all. Yes, we can say that. Yes, third point is what we can say that here degree sequence is same. Yes, number of cycles will also be same. Next one we can say that yes, adjacency will be preserved. Here you can take any, let's say one vertex in G1 is with the neighboring vertices having degree 3, 3, 3. So same vertex will be there in G2 also. So exactly we can say that these are same, or we can say that equivalent graphs. So we can say that yes, G1 is isomorphic with G2, isn't it? Okay, nothing else. Now, next one you only tell me. Yes, next example. Let's say next example, example number 2. Let's say one graph is given to you. Let's say this graph is given to you. Yes, a star-like structure, isn't it? Now you only tell me. Let's say these vertices are A, B. Now listen me correctly. Just pick A comma B and just yes, put it in, we can say that at lower place, isn't it? Yes, just pick A comma B, yes or no? Yes, and yes, place it at the lower side. Yes, then just rotate one time. Then can you tell me this structure will be obtained or no? Yes, you only tell me, yes or no? This structure will be obtained or not? Isn't it? Now you only tell me, here we can say that B will be there, here A will be there. Just AB, just bend it like that. We can say that rotate in lower side. Then, or we can say that put it, yes, we can say that just pick A and B and place it in the plane and then rotate. Then this structure will be there or no? Yes or no? Isn't it? Let's say this is what D, this is E, this is F. So we can say that that is D, this is E, this is F. So here also we can say that yes, G1 is, yes, isomorphic with G2. Both are exactly same. Yes or no? Isn't it? Okay. So I hope this one is clear to everyone. So next, moving to the concept of the self-complementary graph. Isn't it? That is important. Okay. Next one is self-complementary graph. Self-complementary graph. So write down the definition. A graph G is self complementary graph if and only if G is equivalent to G complement or isomorphic to G complement. So we can say that, let us consider this is the given G. Yes. Now you only tell me, if we take the complement of this graph, you only tell me this is G. So yes, this is with 5 vertices. So take K5. So K5 will be what? This one only. Yes, that will be the K5. So inside K5, one star like structure is there. So whenever, yes, for G complement, we can say that K5 minus G, that will be what? We can say that, yes, you only tell me that will be this structure or not. Yes or no? That is the G complement. Now you only tell me whether G and G complement are equivalent or isomorphic or not. Yes, isomorphic. That's why we can say that this particular graph is what? That is self-complementary graph. Self-complementary graph. Isn't it? Okay, so that is the concept of self-complementary graph. Isn't it? Okay. Next one, yes, in self-complementary graph, we can say that, yes, we can say that, let us consider, let's say, yes, write down first point, note, order of any graph, isn't it? We can say that, that will be the order of complement because both are isomorphic, isn't it? Yes or no? That is the first point. That means both the graphs will be having same number of vertices. Yes or no? Next one, you only tell me if the graph is self-complement, then what other properties are there? You only tell me. Yes, next one. Yes, you only tell me. Yes, theorem number 1. That is important. If a graph capital G is self-complementary, then number of vertices in G will be, we can say that, 4x or 4x plus 1, isn't it? Or we can say that number of vertices in graph G mod 4 will be equals to 0 or 1. That is the meaning. Here we can say that x lies between, yes, we can say that x is 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. No negative integer. So that means we can say that if a graph G is self-complementary graph, then number of vertices will be multiple of 4 or multiple of 4 plus 1. That is the mean. Yes, this theorem is one way. If graph is self-complementary, then number of vertices will be 4x or 4x plus 1. But remember that we can say that converse is not true. We cannot say that if a graph has 4x or 4x plus 1 number of vertices, then that will be the self-complementary. No, because P implies Q doesn't mean Q implies P, isn't it? So be careful. In the last example also, number of vertices, yes. This graph is self-complementary or not? Yes. First we'll see whether this one is self-complementary or not. Yes. This one is self-complementary, so guaranteed number of vertices will be either 4x or 4x plus 1. So 4x plus 1, 5. 5 is a, yes, 4 plus 1. That means we can say that that is multiple of 4 plus 1. So yes, that is, yes, verified. You can check easy. Next theorem. This has been asked in the previous year GATE exam also, isn't it? So be careful. Next one, theorem number 2. Theorem number 2 says that if a graph is self-complementary graph, this is also one way, then number of edges in that graph will be what? N into n minus 1 divided by 4. How it came? That is very simple. Yes. So let us take one, yes, have a look at this. Let us consider the proof of this one. Number of edges in complement will be what? Yes, total we can say that kn minus g. So kn having n into n minus 1 by 2 number of vertices minus, yes, number of edges in graph G. Now you only tell me self-complementary graph means, yes, both graphs are same or having same number of edges. If a graph is self-complementary, so G or G complement both having the same number of edges. If both having the same number of edges, so we can consider this one as Y, so this one will also be Y. So we can say that Y equals to n into n minus 1 divided by 2 minus Y. So here we can say that 2y equals to n into n minus 1 divided by 2. So here we can say that y will be what? N into n minus 1 divided by 4. That is the proof. I hope this one is clear to everyone, isn't it? So yes, y is what? Number of edges in G as well as G complement. So we can say that if a graph is self-complement, then with self-complementary, the number of edges will be what? N into n minus 1 divided by 4, where n is what? Number of vertices. N is what? Number of vertices. Be careful, isn't it? Okay. So I hope this one is clear to everyone. So guys, that's all about, we can say, that isomorphism and self-complementary graph, isn't it? Okay guys, so thank you so much.